chosen one, there is a profound stillness in the air that cannot be ignored. Many of you, the chosen ones, have been accustomed to hearing the audible nudges, the sudden whispers in your heart, the unmistakable sense of divine guidance that has carried you through seasons of uncertainty. But 2026 is unlike any year before. God is quiet right now, and this silence is not a withdrawal of love or attention. It is a deliberate, intentional pause designed to shift the very foundation of your spiritual journey. For years, you may have relied on signs, dreams, visions, or sudden bursts of clarity to navigate life's complex paths. This year, however, you are being invited into a deeper, more intimate relationship with your faith, one that requires trust without immediate evidence, action without visible confirmation, and courage without the usual reassurance. This is a season of refining, but of being stretched beyond comfort, of learning to hear the still, small voice within rather than waiting for the loud declarations you once received. The quiet you are experiencing is not emptiness, it is preparation. God is creating an environment where your heart, mind, and spirit can operate independently of the external validations that have guided you in the past. In the absence of explicit guidance, you are challenged to listen more closely to your intuition, to the subtle promptings that carry divine wisdom disguised as instinct. Many will panic in this season, interpreting the silence as abandonment, but the truth is far from it. This is a deliberate spiritual exercise, a divine rehearsal for the greater tasks that await you. Just as a blacksmith tempers steel by fire, God is shaping your inner resilience through a season of quiet, testing your faith in ways that are invisible yet deeply transformative. The very nature of this period requires you to cultivate patience, a quality often overlooked in modern life but essential for spiritual maturity. Patience here is not passive waiting, it is active engagement in growth, discernment, and preparation. To 26, external circumstances will feel different, often confusing, and sometimes unsettling. The world around you will accelerate toward chaos and unpredictability, yet within the silence, God's presence remains. This paradox, that God is both silent and present, forces a recalibration of perception. You are no longer to rely solely on miracles performed externally, but on the cultivation of internal strength and spiritual alignment. The chosen ones will notice that their previous strategies, those that once guaranteed comfort and progress, may no longer be sufficient. Doors may close unexpectedly. Paths may seem blocked without explanation. Relationships, once predictable, may shift or dissolve. These changes are not punishments but recalibrations. They are meant to strip away reliance on the predictable and usher in a deeper trust in the unseen. What is coming is unprecedented because it requires a level of faith that cannot be bought, earned, or manufactured. It must arise organically from within, nurtured by the quiet and the wait. Many will ask why God would allow such a period of silence. The answer lies in transformation. Noise, guidance, and constant reassurance can be crutches. They prevent the soul from learning to navigate complexity independently. In 2026, the chosen ones are being called to step into a higher spiritual maturity, where faith is no longer reactionary, but proactive. You will be required to make decisions grounded in divine principles rather than visible outcomes. You will be asked to act on conviction, even when there is no external confirmation that the path is right. This year will test the depth of your commitment and the purity of your motives. Will you continue to walk with integrity when no one is watching? Will you pursue your calling even when it seems dormant, unacknowledged, or unsupported? God's quiet is a mirror reflecting the state of your heart, revealing strengths yet unseen and weaknesses yet unaddressed. Those who embrace this silence with humility and courage will emerge transformed, ready for the missions that only those prepared in this crucible can fulfill. During this time, the importance of self-examination cannot be overstated. God's silence invites introspection. You are being asked to examine every corner of your life, your ambitions, attachments, fears, and patterns of thought. The chosen ones will uncover areas where reliance on external validation or spiritual shortcuts has diluted your effectiveness. You may discover that some habits, relationships, or attachments no longer serve your higher purpose. Letting go will be painful yet necessary. Each act of surrender in this season is a step towards spiritual freedom. It is through the voluntary release of control, the relinquishing of certainty, that the soul is prepared to receive the fullness of divine destiny. Quiet, in this sense, is a tool, a divine instrument for purification, discernment, and empowerment. What seems like abandonment is, in reality, a deliberate space for growth, a sacred laboratory for your soul to evolve in ways impossible under constant divine commentary. The subtlety of 2026 also demands discernment. God is not silent because he is absent. He is silent because he is speaking in ways that are not always obvious. Signs will be hidden in ordinary moments, a conversation that triggers deep reflection, a challenge that evokes creativity, a sudden pause that sparks insight. The chosen ones must sharpen their awareness to perceive these messages, for they will not arrive in dramatic, unmistakable flashes as before. You are being trained to recognize the divine in the mundane, to discern truth through intuition, and to act upon it faithfully. This process develops spiritual independence, turning reliance on external guidance into confident alignment with inner truth. Those who learn to navigate this quiet with patience and clarity will develop a refined spiritual vision, capable of perceiving opportunity, danger, and divine timing without external cues. In essence, this silence is the workshop of enlightenment, where God hones your perception, your judgment, and your spiritual authority. This year also calls for resilience in the face of uncertainty. Circumstances may test your faith repeatedly. Opportunities may seem delayed, answers postponed, and justice deferred. For the chosen ones, these delays are not failures, they are exercises in endurance. God is cultivating within you a capacity to persist without visible reward, to remain steadfast without confirmation, and to act with integrity even when the outcomes are hidden. The quiet cultivates an inner fortitude that external noise could never produce. It is in these moments, when the world seems uncertain and God appears silent, that true spiritual character is forged. Resilience in silence ensures that when the next season of clarity arrives, you will be ready to move decisively, unhindered by doubt, distraction, or fear. You are being trained to embody the principles of divine alignment so thoroughly that even in the absence of guidance, your path is illuminated from within. Moreover, 2026 introduces a shift in the energy of divine interaction. Previously, God's guidance often appeared as interventions in your life, rescuing you, clarifying your path, or providing tangible signs. This year, the intervention is subtler, focusing on empowerment rather than direction. The chosen ones are being invited to take ownership of their spiritual authority, to make choices with wisdom rather than with instruction, to act as co-creators rather than passive recipients. This shift is subtle but radical. It is a transition from a model of dependence to one of partnership with the divine. The silence is not a void. It is the canvas upon which your spiritual agency will be painted. The choices you make during this period will determine the strength of your future, the clarity of your mission, and the depth of your impact on the world around you. The quiet also brings clarity about priorities. Many of you have been distracted by the mundane or caught in cycles of activity that felt spiritually fulfilling but lacked eternal significance. God's silence strips away noise and forces discernment. What truly matters in 2026 is revealed not through external instruction but through internal resonance. The chosen ones will feel an undeniable pull toward purpose-driven actions, toward relationships that align with divine will, toward choices that resonate with the higher calling of their soul. This is a year to distinguish between what is urgent and what is eternal, between temporary pleasure and lasting impact. Those who embrace this focus will navigate the year with a profound sense of direction, even when the path is not explicitly illuminated. Ultimately, the quiet of God in 2026 is an invitation to deeper intimacy. It is an encouragement to cultivate a relationship with the divine that is grounded in trust, discernment, and personal responsibility rather than expectation. Silence, often feared, is the conduit through which your faith is strengthened, your vision sharpened, and your purpose clarified. The chosen ones are being prepared for unprecedented opportunities, challenges, and revelations. God's quiet is not absence, it is intentional space for growth. Those who embrace it will find themselves emerging stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the divine rhythms of life. In this season, remember that silence is sacred, stillness is powerful, and trust is the anchor that will carry you through to the extraordinary transformations awaiting you. In this moment, as 2026 unfolds, understand that the absence of audible guidance is itself guidance. God is teaching patience, sharpening perception, and refining character. The chosen ones are not abandoned but advanced into a higher spiritual plane where faith is lived, not heard. Trust the process. Pay attention to the subtle promptings. Act in alignment with divine principles. Let the silence mold you into a vessel capable of extraordinary purpose. What seems like quiet is actually a preparation for profound revelation, a season in which the seeds of your greatest impact are being planted in unseen ways. This is why 2026 is different. The world is moving fast, circumstances are changing unpredictably, and God's quiet is the guiding force that, if heeded, will prepare you for the most transformative chapters of your life. The chosen ones are not lost, not abandoned, not forgotten. They are being prepared for a year unlike any other, a year where the faithful who listen, act, and trust will step into destiny fully equipped, spiritually fortified, and ready to fulfill the purposes for which they were chosen. As the quiet persists in 2026, the chosen ones must understand that this is not merely a season of waiting, but a season of preparation, empowerment, and awakening. The silence is the backdrop against which the profound work of God in your life is being executed, unseen but active. It is a year that calls for inner vigilance, for cultivating a spiritual awareness that does not depend on the loud proclamations or the immediate confirmation that you have relied upon in previous years. Now, more than ever, discernment becomes the currency of spiritual survival and success. Every moment, every decision, every thought is an opportunity to engage with the divine, even in the absence of overt signs. The challenge is to maintain alignment with the principles of faith, integrity, and purpose, even when the clarity of instruction is temporarily removed. This is the year where the measure of your spiritual maturity will become visible, not through external validation, but through the subtle transformation of your character and the impact of your choices. During this time, you will notice that opportunities present themselves differently. In the past, the path may have seemed clearly marked, almost guided by divine hand. In 2026, God's method is subtler doors will open quietly, and paths will be revealed through instinct, insight, and intuition. The chosen ones will learn to trust the timing of the universe rather than demand immediate evidence of progress. Each step you take without visible confirmation is a test of faith and a cultivation of spiritual independence. The experiences you encounter this year, whether they appear as obstacles or as chances, are designed to refine your judgment. You will need to distinguish between fleeting desires and eternal callings, between distractions and the work of destiny. In essence, 2026 is teaching you to operate in faith as a principle, rather than faith as a reaction to circumstances, a shift that is subtle, challenging, and ultimately transformative. The quiet also brings a unique opportunity for self-realization. Without the constant noise of guidance, you are forced to confront your inner landscape, your fears, your desires, your attachments, and your hidden motivations. The chosen ones will find themselves asking difficult questions. Are my actions truly aligned with my higher purpose? Am I seeking divine favor for the right reasons, or am I motivated by comfort, recognition, or temporary gain? This process of introspection, while uncomfortable at times, is essential for the evolution of your spiritual life. God's silence serves as a mirror, reflecting your inner state and showing you where growth is necessary. By facing these truths without external reassurance, you develop a resilience and clarity that cannot be attained through easy guidance. The lessons you learn in this quiet will echo throughout your life, shaping your decisions, relationships, and influence in profound ways. Another critical aspect of this season is the strengthening of discernment. In 2026, the chosen ones will encounter many voices, perspectives, and influences. Some will seek to mislead, distract, or discourage you. Without God's previous level of overt guidance, the responsibility to discern truth from deception falls heavily on your shoulders. The quiet requires you to develop a sensitivity to spiritual nuance, to recognize the difference between temporary comfort and eternal alignment. You will need to evaluate opportunities and challenges not by their immediate appeal, but by their resonance with your soul's calling. The ability to perceive hidden motives, subtle deceptions, and divine patterns will become a crucial skill. This is a season where spiritual intelligence is tested and developed, where the capacity to read situations with insight and clarity will determine the trajectory of your life and your ability to fulfill your higher purpose. Faith in 2026 will no longer be passive, it will require active engagement. The chosen ones are called to move decisively even when the path seems uncertain. Waiting is no longer simply a matter of patience, it is a matter of active preparation, reflection, and cultivation of inner resources. You will need to act with integrity, consistency, and courage, understanding that the results may not be immediately visible. In this way, the silence itself becomes an instrument of spiritual empowerment. By acting faithfully in uncertainty, you train your spirit to trust in the unseen, to operate in alignment with divine principles without the crutch of immediate confirmation. Every choice made with faith strengthens your spiritual authority and prepares you for the larger responsibilities and revelations that lie ahead. This is a year that teaches you to step into your divine role, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary, and because your inner alignment demands it. The quiet also serves as a clarifying force for relationships and alliances. Many of the connections that once seemed vital may no longer serve your spiritual path. God's silence exposes the hidden dynamics of influence, attachment, and intention in your life. Some relationships may fade, others may deepen in unexpected ways. The chosen ones will learn to discern true support from conditional approval, authentic guidance from mere opinion, and spiritual resonance from distraction. This process of relational refinement is crucial because it ensures that your energy is invested in relationships that align with your purpose rather than being scattered on superficial or misaligned influences. God's quiet is a filter, separating the essential from the non-essential and guiding you toward those who will walk with you in alignment with destiny. 2026 will also test your resilience in the face of doubt and uncertainty. As the usual external confirmations are absent, the temptation to question your path may arise. You may feel frustration, fear, or impatience, but these emotions are part of the process. They are catalysts for spiritual growth, revealing areas where trust has yet to fully mature. The chosen ones must learn to anchor themselves in principles rather than outcomes, in faith rather than immediate evidence, in integrity rather than convenience. This inner resilience is a hallmark of spiritual maturity and will carry you through the most turbulent moments of this year. By embracing uncertainty with courage, you develop the inner strength required to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose, unshaken by circumstance or delay. In addition, the silence of God in 2026 is teaching a lesson about the nature of divine timing. Many of the chosen ones are accustomed to receiving guidance that aligns with their desired timeline, but this year, patience and trust in timing are paramount. Opportunities may be delayed, answers postponed, and plans rerouted in ways that seem inconvenient or confusing. Yet every delay, every pause, is a deliberate act of preparation. The universe is orchestrating circumstances to align perfectly with your highest good, and the timing of revelation, opportunity, and breakthrough is beyond human comprehension. Those who learn to trust this timing will find that the fruits of patience are not only abundant, but transformative, yielding results that surpass any rushed or forced outcome. The quiet teaches that the most significant blessings are often hidden in the pauses, waiting to be revealed at the perfect moment. Another critical dimension of this season is the cultivation of spiritual independence. Previously, divine guidance may have been direct and unmistakable, but in 2026, the chosen ones are called to develop autonomy in their spiritual walk. This independence is not a rejection of divine support, rather, it is a deepening of partnership with God. By learning to navigate life with discernment, intuition, and faith, you become an active co-creator of your destiny. This autonomy equips you to respond to challenges and opportunities with clarity and confidence. Even in the absence of explicit instruction, it strengthens your leadership, sharpens your vision, and empowers you to act in alignment with divine purpose, regardless of external validation. The silence in this sense is a gift, a training ground for spiritual sovereignty, preparing you to step into roles of influence and impact that require maturity, wisdom, and self-reliance. Finally, the quiet of 2026 is an invitation to deepen your personal relationship with God. It is a call to cultivate intimacy, devotion, and attentiveness in ways that transcend the familiar patterns of guidance and reassurance. The chosen ones are being asked to listen with their hearts, to perceive with their spirit, and to act with courage rooted in principle. This is a year in which faith is tested not by visible miracles, but by sustained trust, consistent alignment, and unwavering dedication to purpose. The silence is the space in which your spiritual depth is expanded, your vision refined, and your capacity to fulfill divine assignments increased. Those who embrace this period with humility, patience, and diligence will emerge from 2026 not only transformed, but fully equipped to step into the extraordinary purposes for which they were chosen. God's quiet is not absence, it is preparation, empowerment, and revelation waiting to unfold. For the chosen ones, this is the year to rise above fear, act in faith, and embrace the destiny that has been set before them, confident that even in silence they are being guided, strengthened, and equipped for the extraordinary journey ahead.